If you want to add a 3.5mm microphone jack to your new Insta360 X5, then you're going to need one of these, the new X5 Mic Adapter. Now, I've never been a big fan of these mic adapters, but with the latest implementation, Insta360 have actually achieved something I didn't think was possible. They managed to make it even worse. At this point, I think we can all agree that the new Insta360 X5 may have been rushed to market perhaps a little bit too quickly, and that would also explain why it has been so difficult to get hold of some of the accessories, including of course the subject of today's video, the new X5 mic adapter. But after over a month of waiting, I finally received mine. Now, I do have some more in-depth testing planned for this, including a comparison of the performance of the mic adapter compared to direct USB audio connection, which the X5 now supports. But today's video is really just intended as a first impressions of the mic adapter. We're going to take a look at the overall concept of the mic adapter, and then we're going to discuss what makes the X5 implementation a little bit different. But first, this. Before we continue with today's video, a quick disclaimer: this video is not sponsored, paid for, or influenced in any way. I purchased all of the equipment with my own money, and the opinions are entirely my own. Now, I do include links to the featured products as well as my recording equipment. These may appear throughout the video and in the video description. If you purchase using these links, I may make a commission, and this is what helps fund the channel. But rest assured, there is no price disadvantage to you. You are getting the best price I can find. Alternatively, if you want to support the channel, you could follow this link and buy me a coffee. And of course, if you enjoyed today's video, please remember to hit the like button and consider subscribing to the channel for a lot more similar content. So, back to the video. It's become pretty much the routine by now. Each time we get a new Generation X series camera, we also get a new generation mic adapter. We have the newest one for the X5, I have another one for the X4, there were also versions for the X3 and the X2, and even though they all have the exact same function of probably identical internal components, they're all ever so slightly different, making them incompatible from one version to the next, which at best is pretty poor planning on the part of Insta360, and at worst a deliberate strategy to extract a few more dollars out of each user every time they upgrade to the newest version. But here's the thing: if it's really so important to have a 3.5mm microphone jack on the camera that you go through the effort of designing and producing a dedicated mic adapter for every single version, then why wasn't the microphone port just integrated into the camera a couple of versions ago already? I mean, there's nothing to it. This is the X4 version, and it weighs in at 6 grams, and that includes the plastic housing, it includes a USB plug, and a USB pass-through port. If you were to take all those away, you've got around about 2 or 3 grams worth of components to put inside the camera. But instead, we have to disassemble the camera, which by the way makes it no longer waterproof or even weatherproof, and have this ridiculous thing hanging off the side. And then there's the question, and if I'm missing something let me know here, but why do we even still need a 3.5mm microphone jack when pretty much every microphone or wireless microphone receiver now supports direct USB connection? By using the mic adapter, we're just introducing a complete digital to analog back to digital conversion cycle, which surely can only result in lower audio quality. But that is something I will be testing in a future video. The reason you buy a 360 camera is to be able to capture the entire 360-degree image. So it's critical then, if you add any accessories to the camera, that they remain inside the stitch line between the two lenses, and also that they don't extend too far away from the camera, otherwise they will be visible in your image and ruin your videos. And obviously the mic adapter is designed to do exactly that. But of course, in addition to the mic adapter, we also need to add a microphone, or more likely, a wireless microphone receiver, such as this one from DJI. Now, if I just plug this guy in, Obviously, I can't just leave this hanging around here. It's not very safe. And obviously, this is going to show up in my image. So I have to find a way of securing this so that it remains safe, but is also hidden in the stitch line. Now, for previous generations, the X4 or earlier, a number of manufacturers have come up with mounts like these that are custom made for different popular receivers, and you'll even find some of these on Insta360's own website. Now, these mounts were designed to fit between the selfie stick or other mount and the camera, allowing you to mount the receiver alongside the mic adapter and in the stitch line. Also, keeping it very close to the mic adapter allowed for very short cables, which are also much easier to keep hidden. The solution isn't pretty, it's not particularly rugged, but at least it works. But when it comes to the X5, brackets like these will no longer work, and that is because of a key design change, the location of the USB port. You see, with all previous versions, the USB port was located on this side of the camera directly above the battery. But on the X5, Insta360 have decided to relocate the USB port to the opposite side and place it at the bottom corner. So now the only way of using one of these mounting brackets would be to switch it to the opposite side, which of course is also the opposite side to the mic adapter. So now instead of a conveniently short cable, I have to run a cable all the way around the stitch line of the camera. Even if you could somehow design a bracket that would go around the mic adapter, you still wouldn't be able to mount the receiver next to the mic adapter because it would otherwise block access to the camera's power button. Another option might be to use a cage and mount the receiver on the top of the camera, but even this configuration would require quite a long cable, and let's face it, not everyone wants to go through the hassle of putting the camera in a cage just because they want to use an external microphone. And one final thing about the design of the new mic adapter is the arrangement of the two ports. Now, with all previous mic adapters, the microphone port has been on the outside of the adapter, and the pass-through USB port has always been on the base, which makes sense because any power supply would typically be coming from the direction of the mount. With the X5 adapter, the USB pass-through is also facing outwards and is placed above the microphone port. So in a typical configuration, not only do both of these cables stick out more than they need to, but also I have to find a way of crossing these cables, all while trying to keep them out of the image. It might not seem like it, but I really do like Insta360 cameras. I think their 360 technology, their stabilization technology, their subject tracking capabilities are all truly amazing. And it's not just their 360 cameras, I also own the Go 3S, I have an Ace Pro 2, and all of these products offer some really great features. But there is one common theme throughout all of these products, and it's something that Insta360 really need to recognize, and that is audio is also important. If you take a look at the broader action camera market, DJI and its Osmo Audio is really running rings around everybody else. And if, as anticipated, they come out with a 360 camera this summer, you can be sure it will incorporate Osmo Audio, and if it can rival Insta360's 360 capabilities, then Insta360, you better watch out. So that wraps it up for another video. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed today's video, please remember to hit that like button and consider subscribing to the channel for a lot more similar content. If you have any questions, any comments, if you want to share your experience or make suggestions for future videos, please drop those into the comments section. Otherwise, thanks again for watching.